Apple is probably looking at this as a way to integrate all types of new like language models. OpenAI is going to be, powering a chatbot and integrating ChatGPT into iOS, which would be for the iPhones, iPad OS for the iPads, and Mac OS for the, the desktops and the laptops. That's probably the most important thing we've heard from Apple since, I don't know, 5G, right? With respect to the iPhone, expect improved photo editing, object removal, greater Siri control, especially through apps. I'm guessing that the apps that are integrated through Apple will be probably more capable. AI generation of custom emojis based on text, generating quick summaries of notes, text messaging threads, emails, automatically suggesting responses for emails and messages. A lot of this sounds like stuff Google's been doing for years. An improved mail app that can categorize emails, generate messages, automatic transcription of voice memos, and AI enhancements for Xcode to autocomplete code. All this through iOS 18. Specifically, I think what we're going to see, Moose, is probably a situation where Siri is going to become more capable. You got all those features specific to the new hardware. You're not going to get these features on like an iPhone 11, an iPhone 12, right? And some of the older MacBooks. It's probably going to have to be, what's the most recent chipset, Moose? Is it the M2?
M3.
M3 is the most recent one. So then I'm assuming that one will be enabled.
Actually, hold up. M4, sorry.
M4 is the most recent one? Okay. Wow. That's the time is just flying. So,
yeah.
Voice commands will probably be very, very integrated, very efficient. A lot of modification, a lot of customization. I'm looking at all these features. And I think what's going to end up happening here, Moose, and you can kind of jump in on this, this is probably going to create an upgrade cycle like no other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where the carriers come into play because, they become one of the distribution medium,
right?
For customers because of the phone trade-ins and the upgrades and stuff.
So Monday was the announcement. And immediately after that announcement, we had multiple YouTubers, including MKBHD, that said that there's a reason why Apple waits to launch something that the industry is working on or is it has already launched, right? Forget about the customization features, forget about all the other BS, right? Apple Intelligence is very significant because this is the use case, one of the many use cases to have ultra low latency connections to your phone or to your iPad, okay? Which goes back to why is millimeter wave not on the iPad if you need the fastest possible speed to the servers? Anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. But Apple Intelligence, I'm just going to preface, it's big time. It's going to change the way that we use our phones, right? I know John Prosser, another YouTuber, he mentioned in a follow-up video from the announcement that this is a big deal. Okay, a lot of people are going to just swipe it under the rug like, oh yeah, it's just software, blah, blah. No. It's much bigger than that, guys. Because now we're talking, you have multiple different ways to get into this era of artificial intelligence. You can text via Siri now. You can, like a conversation. You can do voice. Or you can even now, through the Vision Pro, it's visual, right? It's a visual situation, right? And what I mean by that is you can, circle something and then it creates something, or, more stuff to come. But let's just start off here from there, and then let's go into the further layer down because there's still even more stuff to talk about just from this announcement alone. But go ahead.
All right, so I'll bring in Zero Cool here. So Zero Cool, we've been talking about AI periodically throughout like the last, I'd say, year and a half, maybe 2 years of the pod. And then, we try to contextualize it within the content here on the channel. And it's like, we know there's going to be a lot in automation. We know there's going to be a lot of monitoring with respect to, cellular networks and all those types of things. But with respect to Apple specifically, the upgrade cycle, right? Knowing that this is going to be hardware restrictive, most of it done on device. What do you think that does for upgrade rates? What do you think that does for the sales of the iPhone 16 Pro models, Pro Max, those types of things?
Yeah, so this is for iPhone 15 and above. Okay, if you read the small print, it's for iPhone 15 and above. Will not work on an iPhone 14. Thank God I have that. That's due to the actual chipset itself. Okay, the A series chipset. OpenAI is the biggest and now the largest AI company in the world because of this deal with Apple. Okay. Now, Tim Cook will be able to prick out your breakfast cereal in the morning. So, I mean, this is revolutionary. Yes, I'm not personally a proponent of AI, but it will make people's lives easier that believe in this. It's going to. This is. I've talked about this quite a while back. I believe with you and on the panel. That, let's say, I'm just going to give you guys an example. You're using Apple Maps and you're thinking you want to eat some steak tonight. Well, Siri, being AI intelligent now, is going to be able to call the restaurant, make the reservation, and have the order your favorite order, I should say, ready for you when you get there. It's going to be extremely, extremely, extremely intuitive, very intuitive, and also predictive. As well. It's going to know your habits. It's going to know, what stores you've been to, restaurants, and so on. This is much more than a learning language model. It is. I'm calling this it's more of like a personalization and personal model. This is specifically tailored to you, and that's very evident, right in the Apple keynotes. It's very customizable. You're pretty much customizing the AI to your lifestyle, especially with as well as with the Siri integration, right? So, yeah, I mean, this is good for Apple, snagging that and working with OpenAI. It's really going to change the way people use technology in their devices, especially with also the VR headsets as well. It's going to be integrated in that too. Deeply as well. It's sad to say, but people are, in my eyes, not going to have any constructive norms. They're not going to have any social cues or be able to carry social conversations. They're just going to have Siri do it. So. I don't know. I'm hoping Apple does. I think they will. I hope to God that they will. I think they're smart enough to. I hope they put some safeguards in this. I hope they put some controls into this so that it does not get out of hand. We already have ChatGPT doing, kids' homework. How far can this go, right? So, it is what it is. We know all this is coming. So let's see what Apple can do with it, and hopefully it is for the good of the people.